But anyways, we're moving now into our final topic. We're talking about Isaiah Thomas and what he will bring to the Cavs once he is ready. Looking at it, he suited up for the Bulls game, was not going to be playing, and he's been ruled out for the Warriors game. But according to NBA.com, it says that Isaiah Thomas will be playing or could be playing for the Cavs next week. So he will be out there at some point. He's been down in the G League for a little bit, was called up. So he's been back and forth for the Cleveland Cavaliers, practicing with them, and he should be ready soon. Obviously, he was a big part of that not the Isaiah Thomas trade, the Kyrie Irving trade. But
I hope Isaiah Thomas was a big part of the Isaiah Thomas deal.
All right, guys, fucked up. Big part of that Kyrie Irving trade, and obviously, Cavs have been playing really well so far. LeBron having one of his best years ever at 33, 32 years old. So, I mean, looking at it, what do you think that Isaiah Thomas will bring to this Cavs team, either that they're missing or either that they can improve on? Because obviously he's a great player, obviously going to be the best point guard they have out there once he's fully healthy. But what specifically will Isaiah Thomas bring to this, at least Cleveland Cavaliers team?
Well, for me, the most important thing is LeBron won't have to do it all himself. Like, we won't see the games where it's like, well, LeBron playing point guard out there and he's just doing it all himself. He'll be like, hey, I actually have a point guard.
LeBron can play off ball?
I'm going to let you do you, and I'm going to go back to just being good in other facets of the game because that's what I do.
Every other.
Like, that's the biggest thing to me, where LeBron doesn't have to do everything, and he's got a guy like he did last year in Kyrie.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good balance to the team because you bring out another outside scorer, you bring out somebody who is a phenomenal ball handler, helps them with their pick and roll game. I mean, no disrespect to Jose Calderon, but like it's a slight upgrade over him. And it also will continue to balance out their team because now you push him back onto the second unit and you can split time with another primary ball handler. I know Dwayne Wade has thrived with that second unit, but bring Calderon, a guy who's shooting above 40% from three in his career, a guy who is consistently shooting really well this year. He just doesn't take many shots. And then also the fact you can bounce in Isaiah and LeBron, you'll never have a time when you don't have a primary ball handler who you don't trust out there. Like, I love Wade, but he's not consistent, you know? He'll play up for the games, he'll play down for games.
Well, and obviously right now, LeBron's playing a ton of minutes so far. He's been absolutely insane so far, but he's leading the league in minutes so far, total minutes played, and he's playing about 37.3 per game, so absolutely ridiculous. It's obviously going to give him a break. His usage isn't that high. I mean, it's pretty much par for the course for what LeBron's been doing so far. I mean, 31, so it's not crazy. Last year, Isaiah had a usage of 34 for the Celtics, so obviously he's a guy that can handle a load. Obviously, that's terrible phrasing. He's obviously a guy that can handle a workload.
A workload? Oh, that's what you're talking about, yeah.
What kind of work is he doing? But obviously he could be a guy that can take pressure off LeBron James.
A little bit of pressure relief there? Oh, fuck. A little stress relief?
Take over.
You know, he does great things for this team. Ricky, please.
I don't know what's going on.
All right.
I get the joke.
All right, fuck. But Isaiah last year was obviously Mr. Fourth Quarter. LeBron's been doing that so far for the Cavs.
Yes.
And he doesn't have to bring that.
Well,
but
Kyle Korver, but yeah.
Well, I mean, LeBron's leading the NBA in fourth quarter scoring.
I know. I'm just saying. Because Korver. Korver's been fantastic.
So, because of Kyle Korver, LeBron James is leading the NBA in fourth quarter scoring.
100%.
That makes no sense.
The logic flows.
Transitive property.
Yep. Let's go with that.
I don't know. I just threw something
Korver's been fantastic in the fourth for them, which means people actually have to cover him in the corners, and with all his movement, LeBron has better opportunities.
Okay, but anyways, what do you think this lineup's going to look like when we have Isaiah Thomas out there?
It's going to be crazy because I'm not 100% sold on Tristan Thompson being like dead to rights. I think he still has some value in limited minutes. So I would be happy running out there with having Isaiah at the 1, JR at the 2, LeBron, K-Love, and TT. I think that lineup is solid top to bottom, and I think the only question really with his return is like, how do you split the minutes? Because like I said, with having LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and IT, all his primary ball handlers, if Derrick Rose decides to play basketball again this year, you have another guy who is, ISO heavy. So I like the fact that you know what Isaiah can do. He creates great opportunities with pick and roll, pick and pops. Kevin Love is going to benefit hugely from this. I wonder if Jay Crowder will return to becoming like a decent basketball player. Maybe, some synergy there. But like it's going to open up their offensive game so much. The question then becomes defensively. Now that you have to deal with Isaiah Thomas on your team, How are you going to make up for that?
Well, and looking at it, I mean, so far the recent lineup has been Jose Calderon, Jay Crowder, LeBron James, K-Love, and J.R. Smith. That's been really the go-to five that they've been going for. Obviously, Calderon's going to get bumped. That's going to put Isaiah Thomas in. Maybe that's why you would go to maybe a Tristan Thompson because, he is long, he is athletic, he is, decent defensively, where Isaiah Thomas is complete trash out there. And JR isn't that great defensively. I don't want to say that.
When he tries hard, he's good.
Yeah, but again, how much is he going to be trying, early into the season?
True.
And defensively, they have picked it up with the switch to, weirdly enough, Jose Calderon going over. So, I mean, maybe, possibly, when they first bring him in, Isaiah Thomas, maybe he would be six-man? I mean,
you don't make him a six-man.
No, but working him in. Are you going to put him in minutes restriction, or are you going to put him into the starting lineup right away? Because right now, the starting lineup's been working well. Jose Calderon, Jay Crowder, LeBron James, K-Love, J.R. Smith. You don't want to push him too much because you don't want to be injured again. You want to be able to keep him rested and healthy. And maybe you can weirdly see a pairing of D-Wade and Isaiah Thomas offensively, at least coming off the bench to start, not right away. And I'm not saying for the first 2 months. I'm saying for first 2 weeks. I mean, that would bring some dynamic to at least ease in Isaiah Thomas into NBA games. I don't think it'd be crazy.
The good thing with that is they could obviously do that because it's not like by having Isaiah come off the bench and ease him into a starting role, it's not like you're magically going to fall below the Pacers in the playoff standings. It's like you're going to stay there, maybe be neck and neck with the Raptors, and really you only need Isaiah to be starter Isaiah at the top of his game when you get to the playoffs.
I think you guys are crazy. I mean, are you forgetting this is the kid who dropped 30 a game last year, who just absolutely dominated the offensive game?
I'd rather have that in the playoffs than risk something early on.
You're not risking anything. You bring him back for 15, 20, 25 minutes. You build him up over a couple of games. But I'm not saying he has to come and drop, play 37 minutes a night like LeBron. But you don't bring him back with the second. You want him to get that comfortability with the first two. You want him to get in a groove with the guys who he's going to be playing with when it matters most.
I don't disagree with that, but you also have a ton of time to do that. Yeah. I mean, it's January until April. You have a ton of time to get that comfortability.
40 games
you don't want to mess it up. You don't want them to I'm not saying it's demotion. But I'm just saying if you're going to have the starting lineup that's currently working for you right now, Jay Crowder, Jose Calderon.
A strong move because Crowder's been awful.
No, but I'm saying they've been winning. Yes. They've been winning with that lineup. That's what I'm saying by working. I'm not saying Jay Crowder's been great. That's not what I'm saying by working. Okay. I'm saying that they've been winning ball games. Yeah. So far, they've been on their best run since November 11th all the way to the 21st of December. I mean, this lineup's been working for him so far. So I'm just saying, go with the lineup that's working so far. You could put him into situations where he comes in for Calderon right away. You get him into the game early, and then you're able to switch him out. And then off the bench, you have Isaiah Thomas, D-Wade, and Tristan Thompson out there, and Channing Frye, guys that can shoot. Also Kyle Korver. It's going to be able to open up Isaiah Thomas on the screens. D-Wade can handle the ball. He can pass it off to Isaiah Thomas. He can get him open. He can get him comfortable into running off screens against worse defenders. He doesn't have to do as much, going up against top-level defenders when he's going up against second units against teams. I'm just saying this is just for easing him back in. I'm not saying that he's not going to touch, if they want to start him right away and then pull him a couple minutes in, play him, first 5 minutes of the game with LeBron, K-Love, Jay Crowder, whatever the starting five is going to be. If you want to do that and you want to start him off that way, I feel like that would be smart. But I feel like, again, he's going to play probably, maybe 18 minutes at, the least and then 25 at the most. He's not going to play that many minutes. And maybe you can go to a second unit where he's going up with him and D-Wade and Tristan Thompson and see if you can really, take advantage of that mismatch.
And the reason why I would go more towards what Sean is saying is because one thing we talked about earlier, LeBron can actually get rest now. If you're going to say, okay, I'm putting IT on a minutes restriction, but I'm going to start him with LeBron, that makes Ty Lue's job, who we've all criticized before, makes his job harder into, okay, when do I take LeBron out because IT's minutes are here and I can only play him this many minutes per game, and where we talked about with giving him confidence against lesser guys. He's going up against second unit guys to where Dave, we're
talking about one of the best offensive players in the league last year. And the best against starters. And I'm not everyone saying in the league. And you're saying he needs to play against second unit guys to build his confidence?
No, I'm not.
Is he like Bama?
Dude, I'm saying
I'm not saying to build his confidence.
A no-name school?
I'm not saying to build his confidence. I'm saying if I am looking at it, success of the Cavs, to let's say it's 2 weeks, like Sean said, I'll send you out against second unit guys because then we can, in my mind, build that scoring margin to help win games and then put you in situations where you're playing along first unit guys as well.
Look, LeBron James is maybe going to go down a minute and a half tops in his minutes per game. Like, that's not going to change that much.
Yeah, but that's significant for LeBron James.
Maybe. I said maybe a minute. Maybe a minute. That's realistically what we're talking.
I don't think maybe it will go down. Like, his minutes are going to go down with IT being
It's
back.
not like IT is becoming, the next power forward, small forward for them. So, I mean, it's not, they don't have a direct replacement for LeBron.
No, but I mean, look at like when they had Kyrie. Kyrie didn't play small forward or shooting guard, but LeBron did take chunks off in games.
Yeah,
where it's
but
like, hey, I'm going to
He's
take
been
a
playing
lot.
the same amount of minutes.
Yeah, that's his entire career.
That's wrong. I mean, like last year, LeBron played pretty much the same amount of minutes. I think he's playing.
It's just
but the year before,
I think he's playing like 38-3. He's playing like
but like the year before was 35. He was 2 minutes is big for the best player in the league.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
The point is, you want to have your best player out there as much as possible. He's LeBron. He knows his limits. Ty Lue isn't exactly coach of the year, so it's on LeBron to kind of manage his own minutes and tell you when he needs to be in and out of games. Again, I'm not worried about that.
I'm not saying Isaiah Thomas is a bad player and should be on the second unit. What I'm saying is this guy's coming off a hip flexor. Yeah. This guy's old. I mean, old.
He's 29.
Okay, but he's...
He's 29, right?
Yeah, he's 29. I'm not saying he's like old ass man out there, but I'm just saying he's
still prime.
He's a guy that still, again, isn't really, isn't going to be recovering like a 20-year-old. He's not going to be recovering like Michael Porter Jr. from an injury. I'm just saying, for maybe the first 2 weeks, Dave, which would be like 6 games, maybe he plays a little bit more with the second unit to build up some confidence, to make sure he's not, pushing himself too far when he's coming back from his rehab, because he's not probably 100%. I don't think that's so crazy because you don't want to ruin him again.
Don't bring him back
and hurt him.
You got no need to.
But
you got
again,
no rush.
but 100%, he's not in game shape right now.
Yeah,
it's not like he's like 100% doesn't mean 100% healthy. 100% means 100% ready to go against NBA competition every single night.
If he wasn't ready, he wouldn't have spent 5 hours in that G League before he got brought back up again. That's all I'm saying.
You're a dumbass.
5 hours, greatest practice ever.
Just to put it into perspective, 2 weeks from today would be 5 games for the Cavs.
Well,
so
he's going to come back
next week.
That'd be a total. Yeah, something like that.
I mean,
I'm okay.
At the end of the day,
I think what they're going to do to start him off, they're going to put him in the starting lineup.
Yep.
Play him for like maybe 5-7 minutes to start it off, and then they're going to rotate out. And I don't think he's going to be with the first unit for that many, maybe 2 or 3 more rotations. But I don't think it's going to be significant minutes that he's going to be playing with the first unit. I think he's going to be playing a little bit more with the second unit to build up that confidence to go up against some second guys for 5 fucking games, Dave.
I just think it's hilarious.
What's hilarious? Why do you think he should be getting 30 minutes right away playing with the first unit and being the guy that they're relying on?
I told you, go 15, 20, 25, 30. Like, that's perfectly fine. 4 games of ramp up.
All with the first unit.
I don't think you can stagger lineups well. That it's not a concern. My concern is having him and LeBron on the court at the same time, and having probably him, LeBron, and Caleb are the 3 key pieces. Like, obviously, if you get them 15 minutes of time together, I'm happy. Like, that's what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for they need to play 30 minutes, same lineup, nobody breaks. Like, that's just.
I'm not saying that.
I know. We're both going to extremes here. The point is, he's going to come back, he's going to be a starter, and he's going to make them a better team because offensively, he just makes opportunities for everybody.
No shit, he's going to make them a better team. We're not saying he's not going to make them a better team. I mean, this team's going to be the number one team, number one seed in the Eastern Conference.
I think the funniest thing is, like, I mean, if D Rose decides to play, would you even bring him back, though?
Well, he's coming back right now. He's progressing to spot shooting, according to Casey Johnson.
You have Jose Calderon, who's shooting over, I think this year, like 40-40. I think he's above 40% both, or maybe 50%. It's something crazy. And you have Wade, you have JR, you got Shumpert. Like, are you how you making minutes?
50% from 3 and 50% from the field.
Exactly, 50-50
Let me put it
but D Rose is still better than Jose Calderon. I mean, like,
but he's better, but in different ways.
Yeah, he's not.
Jose is a great fit for the team as a shooter.
Here's the question I was going to ask to put it to this sense: best of 7 series, you're going up against Boston. Who would you feel more confident in your backup point guard, D Rose or Calderon? I'd go D Rose.
It depends what you need. And it gives them a great chance because if they need someone who can run ISO and drive,
what do you think they would need in a best of 7 against Boston? Because that is what it leads to.
100% shooting.
That's going to go to Calderon, but then again, I wouldn't pass up having D Rose because D Rose can still make his shots, and you still have Channing Frye, you still have Kyle Korver, you still have that shooting out there.
Right.
I mean, D Wade when he's open, he can hit a 3. I mean, I feel like D Rose again. We don't know exactly what he's going to bring.
That's the thing is what shape's he going to be?
Yeah.
How confident is he when he's driving?
I think
there's a lot of questions.
You're going to know what you're going to get from from Jose Calderon.
Yep.
And that's one thing. But with D Rose, you still have that potential again of what if. If he's healthy, D Rose is putting up 18 points a game like he did last year.
It's scary.
So I don't know.
IT coming back is just huge for this team though. Like,
how do you feel?
They're a great team already, and then you just drop in one of the best scorers in the league last year.
How do you feel IT and LeBron will work together?
Awesome. I just
What about it?
like I think the fact that, like I said, the splitting of the primary ball handling duties is big, but also the ability to create for your team. Because right now, the only person who can create his own shot is LeBron, and K-Love part-time. Like, he's not even full-time, he's part-time. Sometimes he just takes the plays from the corner and
D-Wade
does
off the
his
bench,
thing.
too.
And D-Wade off the bench, but that's like haphazardously sometimes, not even to their benefit. IT is a great creator. Like I said, the pick and roll game is going to be incredible. The pick and pop game with K-Love and Korver and Channing Frye, like you said, gain better shots for all the guys in this team. Remember how many times Isaiah Thomas would turn that corner, drive down the lane, and just kick it out and kick it around to somebody else for a better shot. And it's that first pass that leads to the second pass that leads to the wide open shot. And that's what I'm looking to see with a more balanced offense and a less ISO-centric. What we looked at this team was like, we're going to have 4 guys out there playing ISO. Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, Kevin Love, and Derrick Rose, and even Isaiah Thomas. Like, no. I see a lot more passing coming in. I see their assist numbers going up. I think that they'll play better team basketball. The question is, when we come back to crunch time, are we going Mr. Fourth Quarter Isaiah Thomas? Are we going LeBron James, who's been shutting it down as of late on teams?
LeBron.
You go LeBron.
You go LeBron. At least looking at it, Dave, do you feel like they're going to use the screens that were so effective for Isaiah Thomas last year?
Yeah, I think.
Do you feel like that's going to be in the repertoire for Ty Lue?
I think it absolutely should be. If they don't, I'd be surprised because he had such a high level of success using it last year, and you have smart players like LeBron, like K-Love, who are going to be able to set screens for you on smaller guys without a problem, and they have enough agility, speed, quickness to move out of there and create shots.
Ricky?
The only thing I would change to that is Ty Lue won't be making that call. LeBron will.
Yeah, I mean that's
LeBron will be saying, "Hey, dude, let's get you some more screening action." I look
just
at this.
keep stepping over and putting down.
Yeah, gotta step.
Just keep
you gotta
doing
look
it.
down while you step over them too.
God.
The thing, like, I am excited for this to happen because I think that if I'm gonna put it simply in my mind, how I look at this is it's gonna be similar to, not the same because I don't want to take anything away from Kyrie, but similar to LeBron Kyrie, but with less ego.
I don't know about that.
Because Kyrie,
there was
you gotta say there was a little bit of ego from Kyrie.
Less ego, but I don't know if it's gonna be exactly the same.
Well, no, it's Kyrie's ego came in the sense of I want this to be my team.
I don't disagree with the ego thing. I disagree with that it's gonna be the same.
No, that's why I said like I don't want to take anything away, but similar to that, but with less ego.
I don't know. Final question I had was IT coming back, looking at what the Cavs have been doing so far. Doesn't make them the favorites to win at all.
Let me see how he plays. Let me see how he plays when he comes back.
Not the East. Nut up. Make a hot
this
take.
roster as it stands today.
This roster
to beat the Warriors.
Not going to beat the
say
Warriors.
no D Rose
to beat the Warriors.
We'll take no D Rose. The roster that it is to beat the Warriors to win it all.
Not a chance.
I think
Not
there's
a chance.
Not a chance in hell.
I think there's a
To
chance
beat the
but I don't
Warriors,
think
not a
they
chance
win
in hell to beat the Warriors.
No.
Do you feel like they're
I'd favor the Warriors in 5 games again. 5-6.
really?
Yeah.
Do you feel? I don't know about that.
Yeah, so that's.
Do you feel that they're the best opponent to take down the Warriors?
No.
What do you think it is?
I think Boston. Boston would have a better series than they both lose to the Warriors, but
Out of the whole NBA, what I'm saying.
out of the whole NBA, the Rockets.
Hey.
Yeah, the Rockets are the best challengers to the Warriors. I thought we were just talking East.
No, I was.
No, Rockets
I
are the
should
best
phrase it
chance
better.
to take down the Warriors.
So you
Will
put the
they?
Cavs
No.
at 3 to take down the Warriors?
Yes. Right
I don't know
now.
about that.
I don't know if I would put the Warriors over all 3 of those teams right now, but yeah, that's how I'd rank them.
Dave.
I'm similar. I just don't think the Celtics are a better matchup for the Warriors. I think the Cavs will lose this. Cavs would lose with this roster if they don't make any moves, probably in 6.
Well, it's like
What moves do they need to make then to put them over?
Honestly, they need to move that Brooklyn pick for somebody of decent value, whether it's another
Just
wing,
player type. Doesn't you have to throw out an actual player?
either a wing or a center. They need one or the other. If you can get either one of those two, it puts you in great shape against a team like the Warriors. They've got matchup-wise a pretty fair fight across the board, and that's what you want. You want to turn into a 50-50 series because that's the best you're going to get against 4 All-Stars with the Warriors. So I think that, yes, they're the best team out of the East if they have this team. If they don't make any deals, they're still going to lose in like 6, though.
And the only thing with the Celtics and the Cavs that's kind of yin and yang to both of them in this discussion is, yes, the Cavs have that more veteran of a team, but they are on paper least talented to the Celtics in my mind. However,
really,
what?
However, they got LeBron
fuck
James.
Are you talking
They've
about?
got LeBron James, which is the best.
Caleb's
player.
better than Al Horford. LeBron James is the best player in the NBA. Isaiah Thomas is, I mean,
side grade from Kyrie.
Yeah, it's not like too big of a difference if
No,
there
I'm
is
not
a
saying
difference
it's
at all.
a huge difference. Slight. I'm putting
D-Wade's
on paper.
been unreal at the six man.
Not trying to make it a knock at the Cavs.
You
Fine,
are. You said they're the worst team.
We'll put it.
What the fuck are you talking
but
about?
It's not like huge mountains, hills, and valleys. It's just boop, set like a little bit off,
just
a
get a
little
boop,
bit off.
Sean.
But the thing that I worry about with the Celtics is guys like Tatum, guys like Brown being in that moment for the first time, being so young. Will they freeze up in that moment? So it's kind of like a yin and yang.
Brown
You
got some
won't freeze
experience
up
last
LeBron
year.
James.
One's more
Who's
veteran.
been to what, seven
Yeah.
fucking finals
And I'm not
straight?
trying to knock at LeBron.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, no.
Cavs are going to upset the Warriors in the finals. I'm calling it now.
Oh!
You said that last year and it didn't happen. So
Okay, and I've said it the year before. This is a team with more talent. I know I was shitting on him when they brought in D-Wade, but so far D-Wade in that six-man position has been absolutely fantastic, and he's been, dynamic out there, and that's something that they really didn't have last year was dynamic bench scoring. You have D-Wade, who not only is known as a closer out throughout his whole career, but also he looks like he has taken on this role pretty great. You look at Isaiah Thomas, like Dave mentioned, this is a guy that scored close to 30 points per game last year. This is a guy that is a great shooter from the outside. This is a guy that can create for himself. This is a guy that can take down Steph Curry offensively. You look last year, who was one of the teams that gave Warriors consistent problems? It was Boston. It was IT. Obviously, that was more of the system, but still, IT was a great player, and IT gave Steph Curry problems. Going up one-on-one, that's not going to be different than Kyrie versus Steph last year. It's going to be a little bit different because of the size, but overall, I mean, Kyrie played better defense, but I feel like Isaiah can beat him off the dribble more than Kyrie could. I mean, obviously, one has better handles, but one's a better shooter. So I feel like that's not too much of a difference. LeBron's playing some of the best basketball of his career. That's not changing. He seems determined. I feel like I'd take LeBron over KD right now, and I feel right now with the Warriors, they don't have that certain pop, and they don't have that depth that the Cavs have right now. And Jay Crowder isn't going to play bad basketball like he's playing like this right now. Obviously, he has the talent right there. He's playing terribly. I feel like that's more of an anomaly than anything. You look at Kyle Korver. Kyle Korver finally found a shot, and if he's able to do this in the playoffs, watch out, league. LeBron
Finally
James
found his shot.
dropping.
The man who's one of the
No,
best.
but I'm saying last year he lost a shot, and
Yeah, for a little bit,
obviously
yeah.
when it came over from the Cavs, he had a shot. He was shooting like
Fire.
60% from three. But this is
Hot
different.
sauce.
I mean, right now if he's able to find a shot consistently and
Yeah.
be that in the playoffs, watch out,
one of the
league.
scariest,
LeBron's gonna
12
drop
point scores in the league.
35, 15, and 15 again.
Yeah.
I feel like they have the firepower. You have, especially if D Rose comes back. I mean, you get rid of your boy Osman, Ceedi. But you're gonna have D Rose to go off of as well. I feel like the talent's there with or without a trade. I feel like it's too thin of a team. The Warriors are. I feel like obviously it's all there. Steph, Clay, KD, Draymond, but it's too thin of a team. And I'm not
all I'm replaying in my mind right now is just KD over LeBron.
different team.
I know different teams on both sides.
And
but
it's a different LeBron monster. I feel.
He's gotten better. Think about that.
33.
He's gotten better.
This might be his last chance too.
But if he continues up with it,
I know it's crazy to say, but this is when players start to
Usually,
decline.
normal
I know
players-
it's not. I know it's LeBron. It's different, but I'm saying this is usually when players start to decline. So if we're going with normal world, I know this is not a normal
Say
world, whether
nothing
it's
about LeBron
sports
isn't normal.
or politics or LeBron James. Obviously, it's not a normal world anymore,
Yeah.
but still. In a normal world, this is probably should be LeBron's
His
last chance to
best
do it.
year. Yeah.
So I'm calling it
okay.
Bold. I like it though, Sean.
in
I like
7
it. I like it.
at the Oracle,
We'll see.
taking them down.
We'll see.
Book it. Let us know in the comments down below what Isaiah Thomas brings to the Cleveland Cavaliers in your mind. Do you feel like he makes them the best team in the East for sure? Ricky is not sure. He's saying the Celtics are a better team in his mind. And then obviously...
However, I still like the Cavs to beat the Celtics in a best.
Yeah, but you're
of
saying
seven.
on paper.
Yeah,
they're a better
on
team.
paper.
let us know on paper, does Isaiah Thomas make him a better team than the Cavs? Dave and I disagree, but hey, we usually disagree. We usually agree, and we usually disagree with Ricky. Let us know in the comments down below what you think of Isaiah Thomas coming to the Cavs, what he brings to him, and then also let us know any thoughts on the podcast. Final thoughts. If you want to buy a shirt, link is in the description. Not the link. The instructions in the description. Let us know. Also, patreon.com/mostvaluable-podcast. If you want to be on a podcast, check out the $10 tier. But we also got some cool ones like $2 tier where you get exclusive monthly Patreon podcasts, and also rate this podcast on iTunes. 5 stars. Primetime Podcast, the Onside Kick, the Rick and Johnny Podcast, and obviously the Fast Break. We'd love you so much if you did so. Also, if you listen on Blog Talk Radio, big shout out to you. You guys, we need to shorten it, make it quicker. We need to make it like the 3 L's.
Mine is I'm getting in a groove with it. You just got to get your groove, Sean.
That was a groove?
You just gotta get
That was one breath.
That was a groove. That was one breath. I got it. Anyways, for Ricky Widmer, for Dave Oster, I'm Sean Anderson. We'll see you next time.